Hi, I'm Liz. I'm a marine advisor with Natural England, and I'm here today on a partnership project with Shoresearch, part of Cornwall Wildlife Trust, to look at how we can engage citizen scientists to help us collect our data for monitoring our marine protected areas. It's really important that we have these designations to protect some of our most iconic and vulnerable species and habitats around our shores. We're looking at the intertidal communities, that's between high tide and the low tide marks, to see if they're in good condition, to see how healthy they are, and for that we need to collect quite a lot of data. And it's just great to have all these amazing volunteers to help us, and we've been really lucky that their amazing data they've collected has actually helped designate some of our marine conservation zones.
I think this project is really exciting because our volunteers really appreciate the fact that they're going to be feeding into real life conservation and real life monitoring, and without carrying out surveys like this we would be unaware of any changes. Collecting this sort of data allows for proper analysis so that we can see how significant these changes are. It's brilliant that their findings are going to be used by the government to keep an eye on the health of their local patch.
Some of these volunteers have been working on this project for many months and years, and they bring an incredible experience and knowledge with them. But actually it's really important that we connect people with nature. We've
run a tape from the top of the shore to the bottom of the shore, and then we've looked along that line at all the different biotopes, so the different biological zones as you go down. And within each of these biotopes, we're then doing 5 quadrats. And then with each of those quadrats, we're recording absolutely everything we find. So what's the seabed made of? And then what's growing on it? What are the seaweeds? What invertebrates are there? You know, you're going to find little snails and little crabs and all kinds of life within each of these small areas. What I really like about it actually is a small quadrat, it's only 50 centimetres squared, it forces you to focus.
The quadrats forces you to really look in deep, look at the barnacles, what type of barnacles, looking in the barnacles and finding tiny snails that otherwise you'd move over. And those tiny little animals there, you know, the sometimes boring animals and plants, they're the ones that really make up these habitats and are really what allows us to monitor these places. The tides go out and they come in again. We've only got this really small window to access the shoreline.
To have a large team in place with all these skilled volunteers, it really helps us get the coverage we need. It enables a much wider area to be covered.
It's vital that local people care about the marine environment, and all of the volunteers here are all residents of Cornwall. They actually are passionate about looking after this area, and it's really great that they've had this opportunity to be involved in the monitoring so they can see for themselves.
I've gained such a massive appreciation for my local environment. Like, people walk along the beach and you know, you see a rock and you don't even realise just how important that one little habitat is for the whole pyramid of species that rely on everything, like all the invertebrates in the sand, and then they're eaten by birds, and just the natural beauty of the countryside is so built on these lovely tiny little interactions which you just don't appreciate unless you do something like this. I think it's so special to be able to, just know what's going on and all these beautiful sea creatures that you just don't normally see.
For the volunteers involved in this project, I think they've really enjoyed having the opportunity to be involved in active conservation work, to contribute to collection of real data that is used to both designate and monitor our marine protected areas.
And these are the people who are going to care for this environment for years to come.